So this is our website, which is very new for the Chicago Loop Alliance. And again, for anyone who doesn't know, we're still relatively new. The Chicago Loop Alliance was formed last year as a result of the State Street Council and the Central Michigan Avenue Association merging. So we have a couple of things that I want to bring to the attention of everybody in the room that I think really underscore the reality of the East Loop these days. One is this economic study of the Loop, which we have recently completed, and a couple of people in the room here, Larry Okrent and Larry Lund, were key vendors for this process. So it's been a real collaboration of a lot of different businesses within the area. But we're trying to create this as kind of the one-stop shopping location for all people considering the East Loop, and that can be in the way of buying a condo, businesses considering expanding in the area. So we just recently completed this, and this is kind of the overview of the overall website. But I think it's really telling to look at these different sectors, and one of which is the hotel and convention industry. And I encourage everybody to check this out. This is a free amenity that we offer on our website. But the really cool thing about this is you can click through and get an idea of exactly how many rooms are available within this area. If I can click through there. Let's try another one.
We paid it up.
Okay. Okay, well, this is going well. Well, let's go back to another one. Maybe it's this. The reality is that I was going to click on the Mandarin Hotel. It's at the bottom. It's in, what is it, a 90-story tower. They're dubbing it the Fortunate 500 in the way of the 500 residents who will call that their home. Were it not for Millennium Park, there's a really strong likelihood that the Mandarin Oriental would not have chosen the location that they did. It offers unobstructed views to the southeast of Millennium Park. So that's just one example in the hotel and convention. And I could go on and on, but I really encourage people to check this out because we want to use this as something that is of benefit to people. The Pedestrian Counts, those are provided by the City of Chicago. The last time those were done was in 1999, and of course the world has changed a great deal since 1999. So we're working with the city right now to determine exactly how we can get the highest counts possible as we look to do that next year. So, the interesting thing with all these different sectors is that, when I was in high school in actually Wichita, Kansas, the smartest kid in my class went to Columbia in New York. And, to his credit, he had a lot of options. And the interesting thing that the schools in this area are doing, they're really trying to promote the urban experience that now exists in downtown Chicago. So you can experience the vibrancy and culture and art that is provided by all these different schools. Seems fitting to click on Roosevelt. And we can also click through to their website. So the nice thing about this site is that it really provides direct access to everything that happens within this area. So that's really on the business side of things. But of course, the great thing about our area is it's also become a real destination from the consumer side of things. Our challenge in the past was always to get visitors to Michigan Avenue to cross the river, to go south of the river. And candidly, there wasn't always a reason to do that in the past. Or at least there wasn't the perception that there was a reason to. Of course, the Loop has tremendous architecture and culture, but now with Millennium Park, it's really opened up a lot of opportunities in the way of getting on the radar screen for consumers and visitors to the area. As Ed said, this is the hottest destination in the country at this stage. So that was the reality of summer of this last year. So, so this is for on the consumer side. So we've created these loops of the loop that allow you to experience this area from the consumer's perspective. So you don't need necessarily a docent to show you around in the area. And these have, there's an audio element that accompanies these. This click-through scenario here. Okay, well, enough of the loops of the loop. But the reality of this is that one of the challenges within the East Loop area is that the east-west streets have always been a bit of an obstacle in the way of tying the excitement of Millennium Park and Grant Park into the Loop area. So we created these walking tours, which have been embraced by the American Cancer Society and the American Heart Association. So just like you see at suburban shopping malls, you see seniors walking in the morning with their tennis shoes on. The good thing is that that's taking place in downtown Chicago, and it's really being showcased as a model for health and well-being in an urban setting. So in terms of better connecting to the park, we view this as a real amenity to the area. And if you live in this area, you're able to just, of course, access these tours, again, free of charge, without having to seek outside help. So, and then the last thing that I wanted to mention is really kind of the direct result of this area becoming a neighborhood. When the merger with Greater State Street and Central Michigan took place last year, we were challenged to come up with an event that showcases the mixed uses within our area. And we came up with this event called Looptopia, which will premiere in May of next year. It's modeled after all-night events that take place in Paris and Rome and some other cities. It's a $1 million plus event that will really showcase the theater district, the college community, the retailers on the street are staying open until midnight. Macy's will be open that late. And this is a map that we've created that really encourages people to sort of take a look at what's being offered in this area. And you can find out what the programming is at all of these different locations. So the Cultural Center will be open all night. Couch Place, which is marked number 2, is a new theater-themed alley that the city is funding, which will enhance the theater district. So it's really kind of a fun thing that we've come up with that we think will underscore 2 things, which is the Loop is safe and vibrant, and it will also show that it's a destination in a way that it wasn't previously. So May 11th, 2007, that's the Friday of Mother's Day weekend. I encourage everybody to put that on your calendar. And, I'll speak a little more about some of these things a little later, but at this point I'll turn it over to Louis and Rich. Thank you.